What's up, guys? I'm Brad.
I'm Miguel.
And welcome to episode number 73 of Let's Talk Movies Tonight. Highly anticipated episode. Talking about this for a long time. We are talking all the spoilers, everything there is to know about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And I'm going to go ahead and issue the spoiler warning right now, this early in the show, because if you have not, I think most people probably have at this point, especially if you're watching this show. But they're spoiler warning right now because we will be talking everything. We made a short little clip as soon as we walked out of the theater about it was maybe 2.5 minutes or something like that, where we kind of gave our real quick spoiler free thoughts right after seeing the movie. But we've taken a couple days to marinate. It's why we like to usually if there's a big premiere on a Thursday or Friday night, we usually do it after the weekend, just so that everybody kind of has a chance to see it, because we like to talk about it with you guys. So anyways, happy Tuesday night, guys. Miguel, how you doing?
Dog, we doing good over here.
Good.
Yeah. I didn't know.
I thought you were gonna have more response to that.
No, we're just doing good.
I also forgot what I was gonna say for 2 seconds. That's why I was like, I know I'm humming. How you doing?
Oh, is that where all that barf came out of? Okay.
Okay, that word vomit I just had. So a little fun fact about what's going on right now. It feels like the devil's anus outside right now. And just all of a sudden, summer hit Kentucky hard, hardcore today.
It's biblical out here, guys.
It just, I don't know. Today felt really hot. It's been it's kind of warm. It's definitely spring. It's definitely spring today. I was like, man, it's summer. We just got there. What
was that? Your ass cheeks sticking together from sweat? Ain't coming off. Honey,
you got
spread my cheeks. Please.
Oh my God. Gross.
Hey, no, that's marriage.
I'll tell you.
You do gross things together, right?
I'll tell you who was spreading some cheeks was Wanda. Wanda was spreading everything. She was spreading all kinds of stuff around.
I'm so glad you were quick with that, because I was like, how dare you speak of my activities, dog?
So speaking of Wanda, let's not waste any time and get right into this this discussion here. So real quick, kind of give us just a quick rundown before we get into the heavy spoilers. Overall, what your thoughts were on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
You want mine?
No, I'm talking to old Chadwick. Actually, I'm talking to G behind you on the poster. Godzilla on the poster. If you could just let us know what your thoughts were on the movie. Thanks. He was at the premiere, by the way.
I'm waiting on you, dog. I think he's a little camera shy.
Probably. Well, he won't even look at the camera. His head's cut off.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So the movie, a fucking wild ride, I guess. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I ain't gonna front, dog. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
In my eyes, if you guys are a Sam Raimi fan, I know I've said this in our little snippet that we had the day of the watch, but yeah, if you're a Sam Raimi fan, dog, this movie's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. Everything that Sam Raimi puts a staple on in his movies are in this movie, 100%.
Yeah. Well, for me, it almost felt like the first act was definitely more Disney MCUified, and then I felt like really from the minute that after the Shumagorath scene, after like when we finally started to get into the multiverse stuff and they were actually traveling through universes and things like that, that was when I feel like it was like, okay, Sam Raimi, go, like, tag, you're it, let's do it, you know what I mean? That was when it
Yeah.
really started. Like, it was the last two acts of the movie that really started to feel like a Raimi film to me. I think, I did like it. It was a little different than um it was a little different than I was expecting it to be. It was a different. I don't want to say it was a different film, but my expectations were. I thought this would be a little bit more of a, like, what we like to call like a world altering event. You know what I mean? Like I thought this would literally shatter the Marvel universe, and this was going to be like a pretty big deal. And it was a little bit more of a self-contained movie than I thought it was going to be. You know. And there was actually a review. If you go back to our previous episode, we talked all of the little blurbs from the people that were at the premiere, and I don't know, I thought the implications of what happened in this movie would be a little bit more long lasting than they were, if that makes sense.
You don't know
You know,
that. This is only like the first phase of this
I know it.
multiverse saga.
I don't know, even just with the Illuminati and with the cameos, which I'm really glad we can finally talk about now. Um, I don't know. I just thought I thought it would. I don't want to say matter more because I know it matters, but I thought it would overall. I thought it would change things a little bit more than it did. You know what I mean?
How
Does that make
so?
sense? I don't know. Like Age of Ultron. Like, I don't know why this is the first example, but like the thing with what's it called, with what's the place called, on this rock I will build my church. What's the town, the place called, uh where Wanda's from, where Wanda and Pietro are from?
I'm gonna wait for
um
someone to mention it. It's Sokovia,
no,
dude.
what's
The fuck,
Sokovia?
dude.
Yeah, okay, I couldn't think of it, sorry, brain fart. Like Sokovia, like that was an event. Like what happened in Sokovia, like with the Avengers, like that was an event that shaped Civil War. That was an event that shaped so many different things, you know what I mean? Like I thought this would kind of shape things a little bit more than it did. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. It's strange. It was a little bit. It was strange. It was different than I thought it was going to be.
Well, you
In a
didn't know
couple
what the
different ways.
events of Sokovia was gonna be until Civil War happened. So, like, how? I mean, you don't
I
know what's
know,
gonna
but
happen after that.
we I don't know. I guess you have a point too. It felt, I don't know. It was just different. It was a little bit more of a different movie than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be more of the. I mean, like, I guess you could say it was the first big player in this multiverse saga because it was the first time we've really gotten to explore the multiversal stuff. And I know we'll do it again. I know. I mean, this is probably just the tip of the iceberg. Um, but
See,
I don't
so
know.
many
It,
people
it
are
was it was
so
interesting.
like, some people just don't really remember what a Sam Raimi movie is like. So, I mean, I totally
I
understand.
I guess the way I would put it is I thought that the events of this movie, I didn't expect it to kind of just be okay at the end. Like it was kind of okay. Like we kind of, Doctor Strange kind of won, quote unquote. And I mean, there's still the issue of him, when he's like, yeah, in the street at the end of it, or whatever. But like,
Yeah, everything's not okay, dog.
it's not perfect. But I thought there would still be, uh, I thought there would still be a lot of issues. Like this would almost be like an Infinity War ending where it was like, okay, whoa, like
I feel like
not
there are a
like
lot of things
everything
that are of
everything is
issues.
not okay. But
I feel
like
like everything is not okay,
what do you mean what's not okay?
bro. A lot of things happen in that movie, dog.
But what do you mean, like, specifically, like what's not okay? Because like they've
Well, one, the Illuminati is destroyed. Sorry, spoilers, guys. The Illuminati got fucked, dog.
they did. um
And that's like a pretty pivotal moment right there.
yeah,
Like
I
five major players in multiple universes are killed by Wanda. Imagine how that universe is going to imagine that Wanda and
that's
that
fair.
universe is going to be whenever
That's
she
fair.
wakes
I don't
up in the
know.
next morning and all of a sudden fucking Magneto and Susan Storm and the Fantastic 3 all come rushing her fucking house. Like how do you think things are going to transpire in that one? You know what I mean?
The Fantastic Three. That's awesome.
So like,
Um,
yeah, like it's
uh,
some shit went down. Professor Xavier is dead in a universe that's pretty big.
yeah. I
Black
guess you're right. And honestly, you put it well when you said like we didn't know that Sokovia was going to be that big of a deal
yeah,
it
like a
until
lot
it was a
happened.
couple movies later. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
like a
that's a
lot
good point.
happened that hasn't been resolved. And the
Yeah,
fact that we're in a multiverse saga means
I
that
get that
almost any universe is up for grabs.
for
And the
sure.
way that after end credit scenes, which we could talk about later, I mean that just
Yeah,
further proves the point. Like I can't think of any more reason why the events that are happening at the end credit scene did happen.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Real quick, the Shape fan films. What's going on, man? Your profile picture is sick. That
Yeah.
is awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check out your channel. But what's going on, man? Hope you are having a lovely night. My biggest compliment to it, I like to do this. My biggest compliment to it, and I had said this in I don't even know if it was the last show. I think it might have been a couple shows ago. I said I feel like, you know, I think even if people are mixed about the plot of it, I
Uh-huh.
think um my prediction was that everybody would walk away from this movie saying, you know what, the cast absolutely knocked it out of the park, absolutely killed it, and they did. I feel I was completely right in that. Like everybody from Benedict Cumberbatch to Sochi Gomez to uh, Benedict
Gee, he
Wong.
finally
I mean,
got the
like
name
every I know
right.
I did actually
Hey.
I know I had to look it up. I wanted to make sure. I mean, everybody did great. The standout was Elizabeth Olsen for me, and we'll kind of talk about the whole Wanda thing in a minute. It was my favorite part of the movie. I liked her. I mean, I don't know if it's blasphemy or not because it's a Doctor Strange movie. I like the stuff with Wanda more than I like the stuff with Strange. Like
I don't
I
know.
really did. It
There were a
was.
couple moments of Doctor Strange that I thoroughly enjoyed. So
Oh yeah, I mean, me too. That's not to say I didn't like the Strange moments. I mean, of course I did. His entrance was dope. It was really cool.
where in the beginning of the
Like
movie?
the first entrance as like Doctor Strange when he jumps over the balcony, and it's like, it was a very typical, think Tobey Maguire
Oh.
Spider-Man esque here superhero entrance. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like it
yeah.
was. It really. It
I
definitely
totally
was.
forgot that he did that. I was like, bro, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
yeah. Um, but my biggest issue, I don't even know if I'd call it an issue because it was good, and I did enjoy it. Um, it wasn't something I consciously thought about until after, kind of on the drive home. Like I think there was a little bit of a pacing issue. Um, and I think there's something like 38 minutes that were cut out of this movie. And I wonder why. I think some of it had to do with reshoots. I think Sam Raimi's kind of commented on that. But I think there were just certain moments, like honestly, we even said this, like one of the first things Miguel and I said to each other when we walked out of the theater was the Illuminati was quick. Like it was, literally as soon as the Illuminati showed up, they were gone again, and I felt like 10 minutes or so. There really
Yeah.
wasn't a whole lot of story there. We did get the quick little blurb about Strange formed them, and kind of we did explain that a little bit, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
we
I
got it
expected.
literally the run up of the fucking Illuminati was like, oh yeah, we can handle you, little witch.
Mhm,
10 seconds later, R.I.P.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I expected to see a little bit more of them. I expected to get a little, especially Xavier. I expected to get a lot more out of Xavier than we did, and we really didn't get a ton out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was interesting. I think. I mean, do you and I understand like you can't put a ton of focus. We can't give a 10-minute blurb to each member of the Illuminati, you know what I mean, to explain their universe and kind of catch up with them. Like we can't do that, Not at least not in the same way. Like Toby and Andrew were different because it's three of them. Like it was a little bit easier to kind of play in those worlds again and kind of get information and catch up with those characters. Um
Yeah, and also with Toby and Andrew, we have two or three movies about them.
right.
Everyone else, have zero movies about him except Charles
Well,
Xavier.
the two that I was really thinking of were Charles Xavier and Captain Carter. I thought they would tie in the Captain Carter thing to What If, and I was wrong about that. They
Well, you
actually
never
didn't.
know. Maybe that's not the Captain Carter from
I
What If.
know,
I
right,
mean,
and that's completely fair. Um, but I did expect a little bit more from the Illuminati. I expected a little bit more screen time for them, and really they didn't have a whole lot of it.
mhm.
Speaking of the cameos, I expected way more cameos than there were. That's why I said when in our little spoiler-free video, I even said like some of you need to temper your expectations about the cameos because there's really there weren't that many of them.
Yeah,
There
there's very
really weren't.
little.
Yeah.
I think I could count them all in my hand too.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure like my time to shine hello on Twitter, which is a hell of a source. Had even said like in a lot of the reshoots they cut a lot of cameos, like there were supposed to be more, and that's why I almost think like did they cut them, and did they cut the cameos because it was too much? You know what I mean? There was all like the pacing issue I think comes from how much they were trying to throw at you, which I get. I mean I get it's a lot of story and it's a lot of different things that you got to try to throw in here. I mean you have the Strange stuff and you're catching up on him and Christine Palmer, but you have the Wanda stuff and trying to tie that back to WandaVision. You have all the cameos that you have to make sense of. You have America Chavez you have to make sense of. You have to make sense of the Wong stuff and Kamertaj. Like there was a lot going on. There were just a couple of moments like I almost would have interchanged the moments of like when America Chavez and Strange are going through the different multiverse, like the different realities and things like that, and they stand on that thing that's like, here are your memories, and we got like I was almost like we could have taken out the scene of him and Palmer eating at the dinner table, like we like little things like that. I was like I would have rather almost like interchange those with moments with the Illuminati, with Reed Richards, with just like little things like that. Honestly, I expected a lot more from Reed Richards. I did.
Nah,
He
I
really didn't
figured.
have very much going on. We really only saw him stretch one time, and when she killed him,
I
like
know. Like
I don't know.
I agree with you in the sense that like a lot of things felt like weren't given enough like spotlights.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, but I feel like that's also a part that also goes to the fact that where these reshoots happen or where things were cut. It
Yeah.
was because I think they were doing something so big and so massive that they forgot that hey,
So
this is a
thick.
Doctor Strange movie. So like
Yeah.
yeah. And I would say Civil War did a lot better because, in this one in particular, this one just has just as much of different superheroes as Civil War, if not more. Yeah, I think more.
Oh, Civil War had more.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's even worse, dog. Because I mean,
Yeah,
still,
Civil War
Captain
definitely had
America's
more.
story in that was still just as fucking poignant as everyone else's story.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that Wanda was intertwined with that one too.
Right.
And little side note here, you guys remember Civil War whenever Steve Rogers was like complaining with Tony Stark about how Tony Stark had Wanda caged up, and Steve was like, "Come on, man, she's just a kid. She a kid now.
I know, right? I
It's
know.
only been it's
Well,
only been 4 years. I'd say
I mean, really,
5."
it was just as much Wanda's movie, WandaVision. It was really just as much her movie as it was Stranger's. It was. Um,
Nah,
Nook.
she was just like the main fucking antagonist here.
Yeah. J Dad, what's going on, man? He says, "Yo, my dudes, what's up, man?" Um, yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about the Wanda thing.
How do
What was
you
it?
feel about Wanda actually being like the main antagonist in this movie?
I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. I think it was a very interesting arc for her, and I think Elizabeth Olsen has even kind of commented on like I mean, obviously, at the end of the movie, I actually thought, is she dead? Like, was that her death scene? And then I was like, no, because there is a Scarlet Witch solo film planned at Marvel Studios. She's even commented like the way Elizabeth Olsen talks. She kind of talks like that's like this is not the end for her. You know what I mean? Like I think there's a lot more, and Elizabeth Olsen has kind of even alluded to the fact that like she's gonna kind of be this back and forth. She's good, she's bad, she's good, she's bad, she's good, she's bad, and it kind of weaves in and out like that. I wonder if her solo film. Now, let me ask you this: depending on when it comes, she actually said pretty recently she was like, "I would." She said she would love to be able to finally deliver the "No More Mutants," the "No More Mutants" line, which would be dope. But
Mm-hmm.
you have to have the X-Men in by then. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
Yeah.
if you're not going to have Magneto as her father, which think we're pretty much I think it's pretty much confirmed that Magneto is not her father. You know what I mean? So
You
like
don't know that.
huh?
You don't know that.
But we kind of do know that
You don't know that. It's
because
multiverse
in
now.
Wanda, huh?
It's the multiverse now. You
I
don't
know,
know
but
that.
oh my god! But in WandaVision, like
Literally, writers could just say, "Hey, in another universe, Magneto is Wanda's father,"
yeah, but it
and
wouldn't be
then
our
boom.
Wanda though. But it wouldn't be
Huh?
our Wanda, so it wouldn't matter.
Well, who knows?
Could you imagine if in the Scarlet Witch film, like another Wanda, like like an angrier, like meaner, more powerful Wanda kills our Wanda and becomes our
Bro,
new
you know
Wanda?
what I wanted it so
Like,
bad in
oh
this
my
fucking
god,
movie? I wanted those two Wandas to fight each other. That would have been dope.
that would have been dope.
Obviously, our Wanda is much more powerful because she has a dark
Yeah,
hold, but
yeah,
that would have just been interesting. The
yeah,
fact
for
that the
sure.
fact that the Wanda in
Well,
the Illuminati universe was just like a fucking household mother, I was like, was just a soccer mom. I was like,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah, J-Dad says this should have been a Scarlet Witch film. I think in a way it was. Like to me at least, I felt it was. And I saw somebody on Twitter mention this. Like, dude, listen, Wanda just dream walking into other Wanda, like Wanda that did not have the Darkhold, annihilated the Illuminati. Like wasn't even a struggle. Literally, Charles Xavier was in her brain, and she found a way to get like to literally outsmart Charles Xavier. Bro,
Outbraid Charles Xavier.
that's a big deal. Could you imagine what our universe's Wanda would have done to the Illuminati? Like,
Yeah.
if normal Wanda could do that without the Darkhold, like, could you imagine what it would have been like if our Wanda would have been in there? That
Yeah.
would have been
This is her just
crazy.
being didn't. This is her being reasonable.
I know, I know, right? Um, Jaded says we could have three Magnetos on Maury's show trying to figure out who that baby's daddy. You are the father. That'd be awesome. But it's got to be Strange though. You are the father. It would have to be Strange.
You would want Doctor Strange to be the Maury Povich in
Yes.
this scenario. That's fucking
Yes.
hilarious.
That's awesome. That'd be cool. But yeah, I even the whole thing with Wanda, like her arc felt. I don't know what's next for her if she does kind of take on this good, bad, and she kind of goes back and forth. Like, I don't know what's next for her character. I think she's got some soul searching to do because she did just murder. Like, she basically just became a serial killer.
I
But
mean, yeah, she really did just fuck up Kamatage, and that was it. If I'm
I
being
know,
completely
like
honest.
she killed a lot of people in some pretty
Yeah,
gnarly ways. I don't
yeah.
think she's gonna be just like welcome back into the event. You know what I mean? Like she's not gonna be like you're an Avenger. Hawkeye's not gonna be, which they don't know she did all of that. But
I don't even know if the Avengers are still a thing, dog.
well, I mean, I don't know. Probably not right now. Which
Yeah,
they even, I think they've even commented like we will get more Avengers, the Avengers. We will get more Avengers at some point. Just I think they're gonna take the time to build it up to that point again.
yeah.
But I'm not sure what's next for her. It feels like a complete arc, like from WandaVision from Infinity War through WandaVision, and then finally to Multiverse of Madness. Dude, I loved when she looked at Strange and said, when he said something like, Wanda, we all know that you made a big sacrifice or whatever, and she said, I blew open the head of the man I loved. She was like, you know
God
nothing of
damn.
sacrifices, Strange. I was like, whoo! I was like, wow. Which, by the way, you called
Which,
that
by
whole
the way,
scene.
no, hold up. By the way, bullshit. Literally,
You
Doctor
mean,
Strange was willing to put himself in an endless time loop with Dormammu and fucking die 100 million times over just so your world can fucking survive. I don't know, dog.
I know, right?
I don't know. In regards to like sacrifices, I would say Wanda's was probably like third.
Who's okay? Strange and who else? Tony?
I don't know, but I could guess she was probably third, I would say.
I don't know.
Yes,
That's
is she
pretty
the
bad
one
though.
that lost a lot? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I get it. But for fuck's sakes, dog. This is where like a lot of people get like really confused with the whole like they get the shit twisted with like Wanda and why she acts this way, and people are upset that she's like, oh, they're just playing the usual trope of a super powerful woman losing control and doesn't know what she's doing, blah 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 blah. It's like, nah, this woman was fairly rational in in her idea,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are like upset with the fact that it's just another like story trope by like crazy woman with lots of powers and fucking the world up.
Yeah.
This isn't some like person that didn't know what she was doing. This one was fully aware of
Oh,
what she
she
was
knew
doing.
she was definitely self-aware.
Yeah. And
Now, do
even
you
and
think
even if like I was gonna say even with the dark, even if they say like, oh, she was influenced with the dark hold because
that's
Doctor
what I was going
Strange
to
was
ask you?
influenced.
How influenced do you think she was by the Darkhold?
Look, all I'm saying is Anakin Skywalker was influenced by the dark side, but he still chose to kill them younglings.
Oh. Okay.
Just
There you have
saying,
it,
he made
folks.
those choices. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I do think at the end of the day she did make those choices. And Jay did. That's an interesting thought too. Like he says, I think she'll be absent the next few films.
I would
Later
too.
on, when the
She's
Avengers
on
really
paid leave,
I
dog.
know, right? When the Avengers really need her, she'll return and be the hero. I agree with that. I mean, I think she will be gone for a little while. My question is, if she does come back and be the hero, like, is Strange gonna be like, or is he gonna be like, you murdered people in multiple dimensions? Like, no, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I feel like Strange would be like, we can't just forget that all of that happened. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel
definitely
like
Wong
Strange is
wouldn't.
definitely going to be someone that. Yeah, Wong. Wong's not
Bro,
happy.
she straight up had Wong bound like this for half the movie. Like,
Yeah,
Wong spent half the movie
Wong
like
is
this.
not happy. As the Sorcerer Supreme, Wong's not a happy camper with the Wanda stands,
I'll tell
I
you
would
what,
say.
shocked the shit out of me. I thought Wong was dead. I thought
Bro,
Wong was gonna. I
Wong
thought Wong was gonna get ripped, just annihilated in this movie, and he was fine. He
Wong
lived. I was
had
like, what?
so much plot armor in his fucking chest.
He really
It
did,
was insane. I was like, dog, you should have died like five
bro.
times over.
She threw him off of a mountain, and he
Yeah,
had the one spot on the mountain that he just happened to land on. I was
yeah.
like, she and she didn't just roll him off. She launched him off of
Hmm.
that mountain, and somehow he managed to land perfectly in that spot. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, like,
He
you know,
somehow survived the Comatage attack, and he somehow survived like that first encounter with Scarlet Witch and like inside the sanctuary and shit.
yeah.
So like I was like, dog, look, you better give Doctor Strange that Sorcerer Supreme title back, because I'm not gonna lie, this job's not fitting for you, man.
But well, see, and that's when, like, when is he beginning? When is he beginning to come? I literally just said, when is he beginning to come? Huh? Begin to come? When do you think he's going to become the Sorcerer Supreme again? Because my thought was that, in Spider-Man No Way Home, when Wong is like, well, you're not the Sorcerer Supreme, I am, because he died for 5 years when Thanos happened. Um, I thought that Wong would die in this movie, and that would transfer the title of Sorcerer Supreme back over to Strange. But it didn't happen. I was like, what? You know?
Strange is gonna stay an Avenger, dog.
Okay, but he's got to be the sorcerer, bro. That's his whole deal. He's the sorcerer supreme, you know.
I don't know. I didn't write the script, dog. No.
Do I look like Sam Raimi to you? No,
Yeah,
but
look, I don't particularly like I don't understand how he's gonna become the Sorcerer Supreme again. It's a little confusing at times, but I would say Wong is probably going to be here to stay for a while because he still has a couple of movies under his belt, I would say,
I would
in
say, and Wong.
regards to like.
Listen, Wong is a good character. I'm not saying I wanted Wong to die. I
I
thought,
think he did.
whoa, huh?
What?
You wait, what?
I
What'd
think
you
you
say?
you wanted Wong to die.
No, I
You're
really
like
didn't.
you're
I
like
like Wong. I think
please give
Wong.
it to the
I think.
doctor.
I think Wong is an awful, an
Awful?
awful
Oh
character. I
shit!
think
Fuck,
Wong.
dude. Let the
I
Wong fans start hating on you, dog.
I think Wong is an awesome character. But I don't know. When we were thinking about the stakes of this movie and what it was going to mean, and we kind of heard the rumors of what was going to go on with the Illuminati, like I was like, bro, Wong is going to get it. Like that's going to be a big emotional moment for Strange. Like
Yeah, bro. You
he's going
notice
to
how
kill Wong.
nobody, from like our universe died in this movie?
What are you talking about? Those people at Kamertage, bro.
I mean, like
They got
main
duped.
characters, not
Yeah,
like
no
main
main.
players.
Not really. No.
Yeah.
Um,
Who do we have? We had Wong,
America
not
Chavez.
Shochi. No, she's from another universe.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. You're right.
Doctor Strange. Only person that offed herself was Wanda. Everyone else pretty much stayed alive. Only people that did get fucked up were in the multiverse.
We're in the other. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're
So,
right. You're right.
so if you
Hey,
think
Dad, I just want to point it out. He says I'm malfunctioning early tonight. when he gonna become a come? Oh, what happens in the multiverse stays in the multiverse. Wanda 2022.
I mean,
Bro,
yeah,
her
you're right.
her as president, she'd be like, kill everybody.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? She's like, I'll kill whoever I have to get to my children.
yeah.
Well,
Kim Jong Un would probably be like, "I will nuke your country," and Wanda's like, "What nukes?"
Well, here, what I was gonna say earlier is like you called that scene when he's like Wanda and he's like, "What do you know about the multiverse?" And she's like, "Well, Viz had his theories and whatever," and you were like, "That's an illusion. She's tricking
Yeah.
him. That's an illusion. That ain't real. That ain't real." I was like, "Are you sure, or is she really trying to get a fresh start?" And something happens that makes her spiral. And as soon as she was like,
Yeah.
and everything started turning red, I leaned up in the theater and I was like.
Yeah.
And I looked at Miguel.
I called that shit quick.
You did.
But one thing I did not know was how quick Wanda was gonna be like, "Y'all, give me the bitch or y'all die."
I know.
I was like, whoa.
That's a good way to put
Not
it.
even
Give me the bitch or you all die.
not even like a negotiation or nothing. It's just
Yeah.
like, this is me being reasonable. Give me the bitch or Kamataj goes. It's as simple as that, dog.
Here's
And then
the
when
thing.
you find out, like, all the monsters that was hunting America Chavez throughout like her multiverse travels was all created by Wanda. So like since the event of like WandaVision, which you found out that her kids are in like different universes, like Wanda was out here being a menace throughout these last couple of like other seasons of a different type of stories. I was like,
I didn't understand that though. Did she really create Shumagorath, or did she create him, or did she pull him?
She hexed him into it,
or like did she pull him from another universe?
Yeah, probably.
Because like Shumagorath is a pretty big. I think it's Gargantos. I think there was like a rights issue, whatever. But Shumagorath is actually like a pretty dope, pretty big villain for Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? So like, I wonder if that's the last time. I know, right? Is that the last time we're gonna see Shumagorath?
I mean, probably. Honestly,
I don't know.
Bro, he got stabbed by a fucking light pole. You can't come back from that with one eye that he has.
I mean, the other universe.
Cool. There could be multiple Shumagoraths. Who knows? Who fucking knows at this point?
Know, whatever. But I did like that, first of all, when Strange is like, we have this girl, she's at Kamertage, he basically gave her everything she needed to know.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like literally everything.
That's so strange to be like so arrogant to be like, yeah, she'll help me out. Whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like after this movie, he's gonna be way more less trust. Wait, what's the phrase? Very untrustworthy of people.
Bro, he's gonna the Avengers are gonna come back and Bruce Banner's gonna be like, Strange, we need you. He's gonna be like, who are you?
Yeah, right.
I don't know who you are. He's like, as far as I know, it could be the Hulk talking to me right now. I don't know who you are.
Yeah,
what?
Honestly, like
he's gonna be like super untrusting of everybody after this,
Yeah, he's gonna be so fucking paranoid in future movies. Like, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Well, dude, this man literally had to like deal with like 2 other versions of himself.
I know, right, bro? Yeah. Also, though, like huge props to like everybody's talking about Xochitl Gomez and Elizabeth Olsen for their portrayals, but listen, I know I think there's some people that aren't fans of Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he's great. I mean, I think he's always done a great job with.
Who's not a fan of Benedict Cumberbatch?
I don't know. There are people who think he's kind of.
The brother can't say penguins, and all of a sudden you guys are hating him. The fuck?
I don't know. I like him. I think he's done a great job. But I mean, he played 5 different versions of himself in this movie. You know what I mean? Like
4.
Am I right? Is it so? Normal Strange, Supreme Strange, Defender Strange, Zombie Strange.
Wait, wait. R Strange,
R
Defender
Strange.
Strange,
Yes.
Sinister Strange,
Yes.
Illuminati Strange,
Yes.
and Zombie Strange. No,
Yeah.
wait. Zombie
5.
Strange isn't. No, no. Don't
Okay,
count
but
Zombie
it's still
Strange in it.
but it's still different though.
Don't
It's
count
different.
Zombie Strange.
It's different though.
Okay, yeah, fine. Whatever.
It's different. It's still not the same. He still had to portray that.
Okay,
You
so
know
he
what I
had to
mean?
portray 5 different characters.
Yeah, like 5 different versions of the same character, all with their own kind of quirks and like they, you know what I mean? Like he had to
Bro,
portray
I
that. He
ain't
did a
gonna
really
lie
great
though.
job.
My favorite Strange so far is Zombie Strange.
Dude, mine
By
too.
far. My favorite.
Honestly,
I have never that dream walking, the second Doctor Strange went dream walking and you saw Zombie Strange eyes open and you saw normal Strange
yeah.
like that was such a Raimi film. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's that
Like,
whole moment screamed Evil Dead to me.
yeah, that
Like
was such an Evil
screamed
Dead
it.
thing. The way he came out of the fucking dirt, the way he like was walking, the way he was acting and
Yeah.
everything, the makeup itself. I was like, bravo on the
Well,
prosthetics
even the
at
way
that
the
point.
arm, like the arm shot out of the
hmm
the gravel and stuff, you know what I mean? Like that was really cool.
And the demons too. The demons had the same voices as the demons in Evil Dead.
Right. Well, and it wasn't even that. Like a lot of people have talked to everybody's like, this is such a Sam Raimi movie. It's such a Sam Raimi movie. But like, for those of you who are not familiar with Sam Raimi's horror films, especially, like, we did mention the moment, like, because he did direct the original 3. You could almost think about him as like the godfather of the superhero, like the modern superhero genre, because of Toby's trilogy. You know what I mean?
Take that shit
And
back.
what
It's
and
Kevin
what
Feige, you blasphemous bitch.
you you sound like what's his name in
Like a
in
sweaty comic book nerd.
no in the guy the what is his name the Full Metal Jacket guy who plays the cop in the Texas Chainsaw remake. I forget
Oh.
somebody. You know who I'm talking about. He Jessica Biel says something to him and he goes, "You blasphemous bitch." That's what you sounded like. But anyways, what was what was I saying?
Was Sam Raimi the godfather of the
Well,
MCU?
yeah, I mean, not the MCU. I don't mean the MCU, but I mean superhero movies in general, because Toby's trilogy was really the start of that. You know what I mean?
I don't know,
Like,
man. If you think about it, way back when, Blade itself was the movie that
yeah,
kept Marvel from out of bankruptcy. And
I
without that
mean,
movie, they would not have the amount of money to hire Sam Raimi to make the trilogy.
that's
So
mean that's
you want to go
fair.
back, you
I
can
get
go
it,
back.
but
But what I will say is the most notable entry in the Marvel universe, not Marvel Cinematic Universe, just the Marvel universe, Sam Raimi is definitely up there. And
oh yeah,
some people really don't really realize the fact that Sam Raimi is a horror director,
yeah. But I mean, look
like
at like
100%.
I don't know. Look at Spider-Man 2, dude. Spider-Man 2 is tied with The Dark Knight for arguably the best superhero movie of all time. Like, let's be real.
hmm
Spider-Man 2 is about flawless.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get past Hobag, Mary Jane, who's got like 5 guys. You know what I mean? Captain
I'm
John
not going to forgive it.
Jameson.
I'm not going to
But
forgive her.
anyways, like when they're talking about it being a Sam Raimi film, like there, for example, Strange's entrance. Like if you think back to the Toby movies, when he's delivering pizzas and something happens and he's got to jump into Spider-Man mode. When he's in the bank with Aunt May and he kicks her chair out when Doc Ock is in there, he rips the cape off and and whatever. Like there's always like Peter Parker is doing something for Peter Parker, and suddenly he's got to switch gears into Spider-Man mode. The first scene was Strange when he was at Christine Palmer's wedding felt like that. You know what I mean? It felt like a Raimi superhero entrance, when the Shumagorath thing is happening and there's the slow build up to the moment where he jumps over the balcony and then he's flying towards the thing. Like that was a really cool moment. That was a Raimi moment. Talking about the Raimi horror film stuff. I mean, he directed Evil Dead 1 and 2, Army of Darkness. He also did Drag Me to Hell. Like he's got a huge horror roster to him. And thinking of going back to the zombie Strange thing, especially like the arm like bursting up out of the ground, the way that the demons moved, especially I really noticed it when it really two moments when Strange says to Christine, I'm gonna like when he's like I'm gonna dream walk, and he's casting the spell, he's casting the spell and he's doing all this stuff, and he says you're gonna have to protect my body because they're gonna try to stop me, and she's like too, and he's like the souls of the damned or whatever he says, like they're the way that the demons moved. And then the other moment is particularly when Zombie Strange and Wanda are fighting, and the demons are all surrounding Wanda.
You get that zoom in lens.
Like it's like that's zooming in on their face and flying away. Like
the
way that those scenes were shot and a lot of the horror elements.
I would say everything with Wanda is. I would say everything with Wanda is a Sam Raimi reference.
Yeah.
The way Wanda secretly went behind old boy's ear to tell him to run. The way she just, casually crawled out of a fucking gong, all deformed and shit. The way they were down in the sewers and Wanda was chasing after her. Like that scene where she's like hurting.
That was scary. That was legitimately
and everything.
Scary.
She's like limping towards her. That moment of like peace right there. And then all of a sudden it's like, red bitch. Like, I was like, fuck. So
listen, and even like we even kind of mentioned this in our quick review, going back to the Sam Raimi stuff, like the one-liners. Like there were some cheesy one-liners in it, but
Christine
it worked.
Like her,
what did
her
she say?
Bazooka lamp. She says, "Go back to hell." And
when she hit it, she's like, "Go back to hell," and the camera's like right in front of her face, like it's a perfectly squared shot. I was like, "That's so Raimi." There was another moment. There was another one-liner moment. I'm trying to remember what it was.
How far in the movie?
I think it was towards the beginning.
Towards the beginning.
I don't remember. There, maybe it'll come to me. There was another one-liner moment that I was like, so Raimi. Also, Bruce Campbell being in it. You got to, if it's a Sam Raimi movie, you got to have Bruce Campbell.
I love that Sam Raimi is just, keeping his friends close by, because Sam Raimi being the hot dog guy was such a good moment right there. I loved it.
You mean Bruce Campbell?
Huh?
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
You said Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi being the hot dog guy.
Oh, my bad.
No.
But no, you know what I mean.
Real quick,
every single movie from him, every single time Bruce Campbell's on stage, he just steals the show for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a great actor, man. Let's talk about the horror elements, because we really haven't yet. I was kind of shocked a little bit with how horror they went. I know when the reviews were coming out, Kevin Feige, if you think back to like the beginning of this show and the beginning of our channel and when we started this whole journey, like the very first episode we did was on Disney Investor Day 2020, which is hard to believe that we're almost 2 years later. We're almost 2 years into doing this show. That's hard to believe. It's pretty dope. It's wild.
It's wild, right, I guess.
But we, when they announced Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Kevin Feige said Marvel's first horror movie. And it was like, okay, it's going to be Marvel's first horror movie, but of course with the Mickey Mouse stamp of approval on it. I was kind of shocked when the reviews started coming out after the premiere, and they were like, this is actually a little, like, there's actually some scary moments. Like the theme jumped. Like there were a few moments where it was legitimately scary, and I was like, oh,
okay. The Xavier thing was actually kind of startling.
I was pretty pleased actually with how scary some of it was. I mean, even the blood stuff where she was kind of like all soaked and dripping in blood. I'll tell you what, and it creeps me out in The Shining too. And I don't know how much of a The Shining isn't a Sam Raimi film. I don't know if he's a fan of The Shining. I'm not sure how much of an actual, ode to that was. But if you watch Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, which Stephen King despises that movie, but when Jack Nicholson is when he has the axe, when the hotel has actually gotten in his head and he's kind of going crazy and he's chasing, Danny boy, and he's screaming after Danny. He's limping because he's injured, but he's holding the axe and he's got this strange limp, and it's almost like he's running, but he's got this strange running limp going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it it. It's so close, like what Wanda was doing when she was walking on the glass and she had the limp, and she was doing the magic thing, but she was also limping at the same time. Like, it was scary. Like,
I was
something
about to
about
say,
the way
yeah, I
she was
was like,
moving was really scary.
in
You
my
know,
head though, I was thinking like, I was like, dog, you literally just erased fucking Black what's his name?
Black
What's
Bolt.
his Black Bolt's face? You just erased his
I
face.
know, right?
You mean to
Yeah.
tell me you can't pull out some fucking glass from your
Right?
feet?
I don't know. Sierra says there were definitely a few scary moments. Dude, there really were,
Yeah,
though.
there
Like,
definitely were some
there was
startling
one point
moments.
when she popped out, like when it was like we had the moment of calm, and it was like, and it was just like, wow, and she popped out. That I was like, whoo, and it was
Yeah,
the red
yeah.
eyes too. Like, I wish if I was smart, I would have had a screenshot of it. But like, the way her eyes were red, she was all like covered in blood. Like, she had the limp going on. We only saw her like when she tore the doors open and her eyes were glowing red from the dream walking or
That was
whatever.
like demon mode right there, dog.
Yeah, she looked very demon-esque. Even like you mentioned,
The idea of possession too.
Shaded says he was power limping. That's basically, it's kind of what Jack Nicholson does in The Shining, though.
Yeah.
Like, there when she when
The
she tears
moment of
open
possession
the
too was scary
yeah,
enough too.
yeah,
When
for
she
sure.
finally possessed the other universe, that universe, the Illuminati universe, Wanda, like
Yeah.
the moment before she was actually possessed was frightening enough. The way all of her pictures were like looking at her and stuff, and the second she like
That was super
this
Raimi
was
too.
one moment where like me and Sierra looked at each other and we were like, yeah, we don't like this. Well, whenever she was finally like she was finally possessed, and she was like, I didn't like that at all. When she looked directly at the camera,
Yeah,
me and Sarah
yeah,
looked at each other. We were like, we don't, that felt uncomfortable. It was like,
yeah.
because that was pretty much
Well,
like Wanda just seeing us. You
it
realize that?
definitely had like some drag me to hell, like that scene in particular where she's in her house from WandaVision. Like, there were definitely some paranormal-esque vibes there. You know what I mean? Like, it was
Yeah.
pretty. I don't know. It was pretty cool, man. I definitely liked it. Derpy Gaming's going on. He says, "Sweet dreams are made of cheese." There you have it. I like it. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. I like it. Is the best I can describe this film. Interesting. Interesting. Glad to see you, man. First time I've ever seen you in the chat. Welcome. J-Dit says, I want a whole movie set in the Illuminati universe. That'd be cool if you did a movie about,
No,
about how
fuck this
I
Illuminati.
listen, what I would rather see
Fuck
though.
this Illuminati, man.
What
This
I would
Illuminati
rather
was straight trash.
what I would rather see is a movie about or not a whole movie, but I would rather see
I think we
Strange.
have a movie. Don't we have an Illuminati movie lined up, or was that canceled?
I don't believe so. I don't think they have one lined up.
I could have sworn in Investor Days that was out there.
I would like to see, um, I would like to see Strange make an MCU Illuminati. I don't know if I'd like to see a whole movie set in this Illuminati universe, because I mean, it was cool, but to be completely honest, like, it wasn't great. Honestly, I thought Black Bolt was kind of stupid. I really did.
Bro,
I really don't. I really
it
don't think
sucks
Black
because
Bolt is
he's
that
such a
cool of a
cool
character.
character.
Is he though?
Yeah, he's pretty cool, dog.
Is he though?
The Inhumans are a pretty cool bunch of groups.
I don't know.
What
Black
sucks?
Bolt was kind of dumb in this movie. Like,
Well, you know what, dog? The Illuminati are a bunch of fucking pretentious assholes who think way too high of themselves, and they're just so blindsided with their own bravado. That's the best way I can describe it.
J-Did says, dang, Miguel aggressive AF with his opinion on the Illuminati. Strong opinions
Well,
on the Illuminati from
yeah,
Miguel.
because this Illuminati was fucking trash, dog. Like Captain Marvel, Captain Carter. I was like, bro, these people were never in the Illuminati. Like, it just goes to show. Oh my god. Okay,
Your
yeah.
girl's tearing you apart
Fair.
about the Illuminati.
Well, I'm pretty affirm with it, doc. When I saw this Illuminati, and I was like, bro, what the fuck are we doing here? This ain't the Illuminati. Like, this is just a group of people that say, hey, you know what? Let's just take care of the universe. But no, what sucks the most is that I would have much rather have like Doctor Strange realize what an incursion was and say, oh, we have to stop this. So he meets up with like Namor finally meets up with Professor Xavier
Okay.
in that our universe, and then I guess get some other rich bitch to act as Tony Stark. I don't fucking know,
Yeah.
but
Well, that
this
could
one
even
was just so fucking
ooh.
pretentious as fuck.
Ooh, what if that? I mean, not, of course not. Like Derpy Gaming even says MCU has to do X-Men and Fantastic Four before setting the Illuminati up. Like 100%. Completely agree with you. But what if they made that kind of in the same way that they did with with the Incredible Hulk's post-credit scene where it was like, we're putting a team together. Like, what if they took a couple of films and made post-credit scenes where Strange is going around and he's like, hey, I have an idea, like we need to do, we need this,
Hey, dog, you're
we
pretty
need
smart.
this type deal. Like
Yeah,
what if they did post-credit scenes about Strange setting up the Illuminati? And that way maybe, when we get Doctor Strange 3 or, whatever, I don't know what film you could even set. I guess, I mean, you could probably do a whole Illuminati movie, you know what I mean? You probably could. But
yeah.
like,
And
even if
let
it's
the Illuminati be the movie before Secret
before
Wars.
Kevin Feige, hire us right now. Where's our paycheck?
Nah,
Like
nigga, just read the comics.
that'd be that'd be pretty cool. You know what I mean? I think that would definitely be that would be something that would work. I think to do post credit scenes building up to either an Illuminati film or introducing Illuminati in like a Secret Wars Part 1 and something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Jaded says this going to turn into an intervention for Miguel and his anger issue.
Bro, I probably
Oh.
do, but nah, that's besides the point. But all I'm saying, dog,
Yeah,
a
Derpy
wild
Gaming
Galactus.
pulls the reverse call to Wild Galactus has appeared. That'd be cool, man. Yeah, dude, Galactus is a big baddie that we've never gotten to see yet.
No, not yet. We might
And
as
we're not
well.
talking about that Cloud Galactus that was in Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. You remember that Galactus? It was like a storm. It wasn't even really like a being. It was like a storm that Silver Surfer was like, "I will no longer serve." And stuff was like, "Bro, you're talking to a cloud. Like you're not talking to Galactus. That's a cloud. You know."
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's my only
yeah,
concern right now is the fact that like the Illuminati is such like a dark but and secret group that and yet they just played it off. Like I hope they have more plans for the Illuminati. I hope this isn't the last that we see of them because like
I don't think it will be.
if it is, a lot of people are going to be upset with that because again, this Illuminati just wasn't it. And yes, I get it. The Illuminati is a bunch of pretentious pricks that think that they can decide the fate of their universe alone. Because again, the Illuminati is just, those groups of people coming together without telling anybody and making decisions on separate universes
Yeah.
based on their own knowledge. And
Also,
it's
Mordo.
yeah, why the fuck is Mordo still there? I knew, and
Like
also
what?
for the second I saw Mordo, I knew from the second we saw him come out of that fucking door, I was like, this bitch gonna betray us. I was like, this man was too chill to see Doctor Strange and be like, my brother. I was like, fuck you, you're gonna poison
My
him or some shit
brother,
like that.
Yeah.
See exactly. Doctor Strange is gonna come out of this movie extremely untrustworthy. Because he
Yeah,
still gave Mordo the benefit
you're
of the
not
doubt,
wrong.
and he got drugged, and he
I
drugged a
mean,
16-year-old girl.
I would
So
assume I would assume that the events like between this will probably plant the seed in his mind that he's like, maybe I need an Illuminati. Like maybe we need an Illuminati for this universe.
he's probably like, bro, this Strange that created this Illuminati fucking sucks. I could do it
Yeah.
better. Which
Dude,
is
I
pretty
will
much the
say,
antithesis of Doctor Strange.
yeah.
You realize that, right? Because he's
Yeah.
like, all these bad things are happening. Doctor Strange is like, I'm smart enough. I can handle it. I could do it better.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with like I'm sure it's gonna happen with the Illuminati. Same thing happened with the Time Stone. Same thing happened with the fucking Darkhold because everyone was like, "Oh, he got to hold the Darkhold." And all of a sudden, he became Sinister or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
And guess what? This Doctor Strange is like, "Give me that goddamn book." He says, "I'm a dream walk." Matter of fact, not only am I going to dream walk, I'm going to dream walk a dead body. So yeah, this Doctor Strange. The one thing I can say about this Doctor Strange is the fact that like there's no sense of like decent character development in this man. You know what I mean?
What do you
Like
mean?
what is it other than the fact that he's like, okay, I'll let go of you, Christine. That's it. There's
No, but
nothing
I mean,
else.
like, I don't know. I think I think Strange is always going to be a character that walks on that line of like, um, he does walk on that line of like who he he's a rule follower to an extent until he sees no other way, and then he's willing to break a rule. Like I forgot, like who was it that challenged
No,
him on the?
here's what it is. Everybody has to follow the rules according to Doctor Strange. But when it comes to Doctor Strange himself, he'll say, "How far can this rule bend?"
I know, I
Yeah,
know. Yeah, like that's. I mean, that's actually that summed it up really perfectly for how the character is, even in the comic books. You know,
yeah.
um, like here's the deal. I think who was it that challenged him in the movie about giving the time stone to Thanos? Somebody challenged him about that.
Doctor Tony.
No, in this movie, in Multiverse of Madness, somebody was like, "But you gave the you've made poor decisions. Like you gave Thanos the time stone."
It was Wanda.
Did she say that?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I don't remember what part it was. I feel like I remember her saying like,
whenever she pulled that curtain from that
"Oh yeah,"
beautiful
she was
country
like, "Then
home.
why did you give Thanos the time stone?" Like or something
Yeah.
like that. You know?
Yeah, you make decisions and you become the hero. I do and I become the villain. I don't see any
Yeah.
sense in that, being right. Well, you know what? You fucking possessed a whole town and you burned a forest. Not only
If
did
I
you
would
piss off
listen,
the human race, you pissed off Smokey the Bear, and
if
that's
I
the
was
last
him,
person you need to
I'd have
piss
been
off.
like, at least it turned out the way it needed to. Like it all worked out fine because I knew it was all going to work out fine because I looked into the future and saw that it was going to work out fine. Like
Yeah.
it's okay. I didn't kill a whole bunch of people in the process. Like it was okay, you know. Um, I don't know.
You realize that Doctor Strange saw the Illuminati before uh he met the Illuminati? If that makes sense?
No,
You think
I don't
I
think so. I think he looked
he saw over 100 billion
okay, but it doesn't mean
different
he saw that
timelines.
one. It doesn't mean he saw that timeline.
I don't know,
I
man.
don't know. If you listen,
That's again, that could be him just being selfish.
if you think about especially this movie, if you really think about it too much, you could find plot holes in a million different places. You know what I mean?
Oh
You
yeah.
could. You
Yeah,
could.
it's like how the fuck did this Illuminati beat Thanos?
I don't know.
Like how? Like you saw, like I was actually pissed off when I saw the sentence being carried out on that Doctor Strange. Thanos had just splayed out like this
Dude, that was
with a
awesome though.
fucking
When
with
Thanos
a
is just
fucking
like,
dagger right there.
I
I was
know,
like,
no,
fucking
he's just
how?
laid out. I was like,
I was
what?
like, fucking how? How is that possible? Like, please explain that to me.
I
This
know,
man
right?
already had all four Infinity Stones, so like, make it make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty cool. Derpy Gaming says still waiting for fucking Adam still waiting for
Fucking
fucking for Adam Warlock. Jeez. Fucking 5 years since we got teeth. That's awesome, man. It
still
has been
waiting for
10
fucking Adam Warlock. Jeez, fucking 5 years since we got teased from him.
I know, dude, it's been a
I mean,
long
yeah,
time.
you're
We
right
really
though.
have. Do you remember all the rumors of who was it that was supposed to play him? Was it
Zac Efron,
yeah, no. Yeah, it was Zac Efron,
Skarsgård.
right?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Fucking
Yeah,
Zac Efron.
fucking Zac Efron.
That's
He's
all.
too
Yeah,
busy
man.
trying to get a High School Musical reboot. Who couldn't play fucking Adam
Honestly,
Warlock?
I'm
Jesus
not gonna
fuck,
lie.
dude.
I've kind of forgotten about that Adam Warlock tease, Derpy. That's actually a really good point, man. Jaded says, "Who would be the last actor you'd want to see? Is the last actor I'd want to see is Wolverine?"
Daniel
Um,
Radcliffe. The fuck would I want Potter
yeah,
being
I
Wolverine?
don't listen. I don't get why everybody's like Daniel Radcliffe would be the best Wolverine ever. I was like, really?
But really though, yeah.
Like,
And yeah,
I don't.
I'm not
I
saying
don't think
because he
so.
has an accent either. Okay, Hugh Jackman is Australian, so fuck you. But all I'm saying is it's
Um,
gonna be kind of weird to see Potter as the fucking Wolverine. So
dude,
I'm just
one
saying.
of my favorite memes ever. It's like it's Malfoy, and it's like Malfoy when he goes to say Harry's name, and he's like
Potter.
Potter.
Yeah, you know those people that
Hello,
like
Potter.
you know those people that like enunciate their P's like Malfoy's. It's like Peter Parker or some bullshit like that. It's like fuck off. Those people I actually want to assault.
Uh,
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But nevertheless, yeah,
Rad
Daniel,
kiss, Rad kiss
yeah,
his ass. What?
yeah. Brad, you kiss his ass? Okay.
No, I don't. Thank you very
But
much.
yeah, he's the last person I'd want to see.
The last person I'd like to see, I don't know. I like
Jonah Hill, maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see him as
Melissa
Wolverine.
McCarthy.
Such an asshole.
I don't know, man. I'm not
Well,
sure the
no,
last actor.
there's a
It's
giant list. Jack Black.
mine would be Jack Black. Dude, could you imagine Jack Black as Wolverine? That would be amazing. Like
No,
I
I could.
need to see an alternate universe where Jack Black is Wolverine. Like I need
I could
that.
see. I could see Seth Rogen being Wolverine. He's like just puffing on a cigar, and all of a sudden he goes. The way he laughs, it's just fucking awful, dog. You realized that Wolverine was supposed to be one of the main cameos in this?
I know. Jack Black is Wolverine. He would be like, "Cha-ching! Math is a wonderful thing.
Where was that
Math
from?
is a really cool school of rock.
Oh
So
yeah.
get off your act and do some math. Math, 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 math." I'm done.
Yeah, I don't vibe with that.
Jaded also says, anytime you have multiverses or parallel universes, there's going to be plot holes. Absolutely, 100%. Just
Bro,
like even with like even the time
I
travel
said
thing,
this.
everybody
I
was like,
said
if you
this
think about
the
Endgame,
second.
if you think
the
about
th-
Endgame too hard, Endgame really doesn't make all that much sense if you really think
It
about it.
really
You know what I
don't.
mean?
But that's where I think is why they did the fucking multiverse, was so that they can literally have a moment of just start from scratch. Because you could have
Yeah.
so many plot holes. They could just throw anything at the wall and see what sticks, honestly.
Well,
They
but you
really
could throw
could.
anything at the wall, and even if it doesn't work, or even if it's kind of stupid, you could be like, "It's the multiverse."
Yeah, it's just in
Anything
another
goes.
universe.
Like anything
yeah.
goes. Like you've basically
Like
it's
here's
the ultimate plot armor.
Yeah, here's the
You know?
biggest plot hole that I still can't wrap my head around, was the fact that Christine is the person who labeled the universes
Yeah.
of all the multiverse. First off, doesn't make no fucking sense. Second off, she's not the first person to label this as Dimension 616. It was Mysterio from Spider-Man Far From Home. He labeled it as Universe
You're right.
616. How did this man know to label this 616?
Wait, so Earth 616 is MC Universe, right?
Apparently, it makes no fucking sense to me.
But I mean,
Earth
in the
616
comic books, is Earth 616 our
Yes, the
universe?
main timeline is Earth 616, which, again, makes zero sense to me, because obviously the MCU differs from the comics. So, if you want to go with multiverse logic, this is not Earth 616. So this makes zero fucking sense to me at all. So I don't get it at the same time. So with that being said, I still can't wrap my head around the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal was the first person to label this as Earth 616. Yeah. Even though he was bullshitting from the start, the fact that Christine was like, you know what? I'm just a physician, but you know what? I'm good with this multiverse stuff. I'll label it Earth 616. I guess you really don't need to be like a multiverse academic to be able to just label the universe, I guess. I mean, sure. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get speaking of the whole multiverse idea, Derpy, I do see your message, and I'm going to get to it in just a second. Do you think we will get an America Chavez movie with the
Probably
multiverse stuff? Really?
Probably not.
I liked her. Listen, I thought she was actually pretty cool. Like,
bro,
the way they kind of
lie.
introduced her powers, and I mean, it was cool.
Her powers were probably the most dope visuals I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Even past Wanda. Like, the visuals for America Chavez is like dimension opening. The way when she opens up a portal, when she freaks out and the dimension just opens up into a star, that was so much more visually stunning than anything Wanda did. Or Doctor Strange.
Well, dude, you know what I really liked though is like when Zombie Strange is like, you know, you can control. Well, actually, he was like, he was like, you know, you can control it or whatever, and she was like she figured out how to control her powers. When she jumps up and just cracks Wanda in the face, I was like,
bro, she's got a terrible.
I was like, bro, she just punched Wanda in the face.
Look, dog, I'm sorry. I know she's only 16, but she's got a terrible right hook. I'm just gonna say. The way she threw that punch,
okay, well, she's not an Avenger, though.
She's gonna fuck up her wrist, dog. Like,
ooh, Young Avengers.
Yeah, I know that. We all know that.
Kevin Feige, my check should be in the mail. No, I'm kidding.
We all know that, dude. Like
That'd be cool.
what's her name? She plays Hawk Girl. Hawk Girl. What's her
Oh,
name? Kate Bishop.
I thought you said hot girl. I was like, who the? I was like,
No,
what?
yeah,
Who is
Kate
hot
Kate
girl?
Bishop.
Yeah. Oh
Kate
yeah.
Bishop
Yeah.
in an interview and on a panel. It was her and Kevin Feige in the top, and one of the
Yeah.
interviews asked her, I
She
was like,
leaked it.
"So is there a possible for a Young Avengers?" And she looked up to Kevin Feige. You can see Kevin Feige's face was like, "Bitch, you better shut up. I don't care if we're 30 years apart. I will kill you."
Well,
So
and it was
yeah,
funny
there's
because
a
she
Young
didn't even
Avengers
just, she
coming.
didn't even just look at him like, I don't know, Kevin. What do you think? It was like I don't
That's
what did he say?
like
And
yes.
Kevin Feige was the meme of that kid in school where all his veins are popped out. He's like,
No,
you know what I
Kevin
mean?
Feige is the entire classroom when someone's like, but are you going to pick up the homework that you assigned last week? It's like, yeah, we will kill this kid if he says one more thing.
Oh man, he
Young
did though.
Avengers,
He looked
sure.
at her like bro, if you say it, like choose your words carefully.
Yeah.
um,
I am of the opinion we're not going to get Wanda's kids ever. I'm going to say this right now. There's
well,
no way
but they're
we're going
not
to.
real though.
Yeah.
See, that's something that was kind of a plot hole that I didn't understand. So let's think about this logically.
By the
What
way,
Vision is a
where is
robot.
yeah,
I
where
understand
no
that he feels human emotions because he's part Bruce Banner and part Tony Stark. So yes, they fell in love. They can be in love. They can. Cool.
yeah.
Great. I can
Fuck
understand that.
whatever Tony Stark's big old monologue. He's not
But,
just a robot anymore. He's evolving. I was like, I don't give a fuck. He doesn't have an epidermis or an epidermi. This man is shooting blanks, if anything. He's shooting mortar oil. That shit does not procreate. I'm gonna say that right now. That shit doesn't happen.
Well, but here's the thing: that it's like Bruce Banner. He's a piece of Tony. He's a piece of Ultron. He's a piece of me. But
It's like, who's the baby daddy then? Ultron? Banner? Tony? Who knows?
But listen though, that's arguably the biggest plot hole of the whole movie. If there were actually two kids, I could see them being in another universe. But she created them in her mind. They're not real. Her kids never existed. There were no Tommy and Billy or whatever their names were. There is no real version of them. So how are there all of these other branched multiverse realities where suddenly they exist? That doesn't make sense to me.
You know what would have been, been more
you can just
heartbreaking?
rewrite it off as it's the multiverse or whatever.
Yeah, but you know what would have been more heartbreaking is if Wanda went through so many different universes trying to find them kids,
there,
and they were there, but they weren't real. It was just was just Wanda being grieful again.
Yep.
It's like that would be even more heartbreaking for Wanda to figure out.
100%. You're gonna like this comment. He said Vision was Trans 7 getting that robot D.
That robot D, yeah, right? No, this shit doesn't happen.
Yeah. I don't know. That was kind of one of the bigger plot holes that I felt. Derpy Gaming says, might be weird, I guess, when the mask is taken off, but most of the time he'll be in makeup and a mask for the MCU version. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I see. His comment before was, wait, how about Liam Hemsworth, Chris Brother as Wolverine? That'd be cool. I could see that. The only issue is that he looks so much. They look so alike. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Everyone looks different with sideburns.
That's fair.
With fucking mutton chops.
Do you think they're gonna give him those comic book legit the scruffy beard, the mutton chops, and the thick cigar coming hanging out of the
bro? They have to. They fucking have to. There's no way of getting around it. This phase is all about comic accurate suits. Let's be honest. It really is.
Yeah. Dude, we didn't even talk about this. I loved when we're first introduced to Charles Xavier and he rolls in on the comic book accurate yellow wheelchair thing, the yellow hoverboard
thing.
And when we got
such an inconvenience, it's not even funny.
But when we got the
can you imagine? They had to build that fucking Illuminati place with him in mind. Wide hallways, wide sidewalks, wide everything. just so he can freely just hover around.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Listen though, when he entered and we got the classic X-Men, booby dooby dooby doo, booby dooby dooby doo, booby dooby dooby doo, booby doo. I was like, whoa! I was like,
Yeah,
that's awesome, dude. That's
I was the first
classic
person to
X-Men
mention
right
it
there. Like
to
that's
Sierra.
pretty
I was
cool.
like, bro, this shit dope. But yeah, Miss Frizzle, eat your heart out, man. Magic School Bus ain't got shit on this levitating cart.
And it was yellow too.
And it was yellow. See, that's why I said the joke.
Take a ride on the Magic School Bus, you know. But yeah, man, I the Illuminati was cool. It was. It wasn't.
Why are we going back to that, dude? It
I don't
sucked.
know. I keep thinking every time we mention a member of the Illuminati, I'm like, I just
No,
keep going
okay,
back to
here,
it.
let me just say this. It was it was amazing to see a live action Captain Carter. It was breathtaking to see Charles Xavier back in his comic book uh card and everything. It was even more awesome to finally see a fan cast actually be right
Yeah,
with John Krasinski. And it was so cool to have Black Bolt into the MCU when everybody wanted Black Bolt in there because everyone thought the Illuminati. If Black Bolt was in there, that means the Illuminati was going to be there. And that was cool. I'm not going to lie though. Captain Marvel made zero fucking sense to me.
I agree. And
Respectfully.
honestly, it was kind of a waste. She had like
And the
two
way,
lines,
yeah,
and
and her
she
line
died.
right there
Like,
with like her line with the whole like, oh, we can handle you, little witch. I was like, this Illuminati fucking sucks. The second she said that, I knew for a fact that this Illuminati was gonna get fucking whopped. Cause from the get-go, the Illuminati destroys universes, dog.
yeah.
Before Secret World, they were using the Infinity Gauntlet to blow up universes. That's some
Yeah.
shit, dog. So, with that being said, they can't take out Wanda again. Yeah, Wanda is definitely the most powerful being in
Also,
the MCU.
you're telling me
But
they didn't have the Infinity Gauntlet? They couldn't have used the Infinity Gauntlet
that's
against Wanda?
I don't know. There's no Infinity Crusher in this. If there was, it had to be in like in some fucking cellar. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? What if it was like something in like Thor Ragnarok where like Hela's like, oh my god, the Infinity Gauntlet. And then Hela's like, fake. Like, I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great seeing all of them live action. My
Yeah.
only dilemma was how quick and how fucking useless they were in this fucking movie.
They really were a
If
little
I'm being
useless. I
completely
think that was
honest,
why it was a disappointment, and that's why I keep every
the
time we mention one
Illuminati
of them, that's
storyline,
why it comes back to me because I'm like,
yeah,
some of them were just kind of worthless. Like,
yeah,
I'm
the
sorry, but
Illuminati
Black
storyline did
Bolt,
not make no fucking sense.
other than seeing Black Bolt kill their Doctor Strange, he was pretty pointless. Like, honestly, Captain Marvel, pretty pointless. Mordo, pretty
Captain
pointless. Like,
Captain Carter was also pretty pointless.
well,
That
Carter was
line,
cool. At least Carter.
I'm sorry, dog. That line was so cringe. Before she got fucking cut in half,
Oh my
that
god,
line was so cringe.
when she said I can do this all day, I was like, "You're
Fuck.
not Steve Rogers. Get out of my
Yeah.
face! Like, don't do that."
That's where I actually kind of feel like she deserved that death right there. I was like, fuck. Also, her death was probably the worst out of them. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah.
Granted, John's good.
I don't know. Reed Richards was
Reed
literally
Richards was
just like
string cheese,
she
and
turned
then
him into string cheese. That was pretty
yeah,
bad. That
but
was pretty rough.
that was like but this Captain Carter's death was the closest that we got to a gory like fucking scene because we know even kids that watched the movie know exactly what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
That bitch got
He said,
split in
"Sweet
half.
dreams are made of cheese."
There it. Oh, okay, I get the joke now.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Derpy Gaming says that '90s theme was the only satisfying part of this film. Nerdgasm. I don't know if I'd say it was the only satisfying part. I think there were a lot of. I think the whole film was satisfying.
I would
But
agree with you in
that was
regards to the
definitely cool.
Illuminati and the Illuminati like
Yeah,
snippet.
yeah.
And the whole Mordo thing didn't make no fucking sense. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, you're just rehashing a Mordo thing. I'd much rather see our universe's Mordo come back, not another universe's Mordo where Doctor Strange had to get under his skin and finally come out as like, I always hate you, Doctor Strange. Sort of some bullshit like that.
I don't know. Professor X was being a bit extra with that Cadillac wheelchair buggy.
Bro, really? Could you imagine? Can you imagine Doctor Strange just sitting there and he pushes the button? It's like I would fucking die laughing.
That's awesome. The whole Kamertage battle was pretty cool too. We didn't really talk about that a whole lot.
Bro, Wanda would just 1v100
I
of
know, right?
Kamatage.
It was cool. I don't know. There's something really cool, even in the big fight, like the Avengers Assemble scene in Endgame. There's something really cool about all the sorcerers, like when they have their like circle, like they have their like circle thing, like, and they're all like they're like in a row of that, you know. Ah, like
Whoa!
there's
Here,
something
let me
really
hit the. Whoa!
there's
So
something really
fucking
cool
white.
about there's something cool about their whole like thing when they're all doing it at the same time. Like it looks neat. um I don't know, even the way her and Strange like flew up like next to each other, and
And they
Strange
had
was
that
like,
standoff.
when he was like, it
I
doesn't
was
have to
like,
be this
fuck.
way, and she
Yeah.
was like, I told you I was being reasonable and stuff like that. Like it
She
was
said,
cool, man.
she said, I already told you, hand over the bitch or you all die. Simple as that.
What's the thing? uh what what does it say?
What were you getting at?
Something about your mom's a hoe.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I was getting at. I was like,
I
hand
know.
over the bitch or you all die. It's as simple as that. And I love how like every single second it was just like, oh, we finally got Wanda. And the Wanda was like, psych, again, hand me the bitch or you all die. Like she threw that warning like 6 motherfucking times. And yet they still wouldn't hand over her. I was like,
And
bro.
Strange was just like, mm-mm.
Mm-mm,
You know,
mm-mm.
but she even said, she was like, you really are gonna try and save this girl that you met like 24 hours ago? Really? You know, like Wanda was like, come
And then
on.
Strange does some bullshit like this and it's like, yeah, because that's what heroes do. I'd be like, the fuck out of here.
uh Derpy Gaming, honestly, I thought I watched CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths on drugs with better editing and costumes. Gave him Spider-Man 3 vibes. Not gonna lie. Wow.
Damn, bold. I wouldn't say it
Woo.
gives me
I
Spider-Man
don't
3
think
vibes.
so either. I mean, Spider-Man, I actually think I mean, it's not perfect. It doesn't it it's not as great as the first two, but
It's not stellar. It's
it's
not terrible.
still
It's
like,
just a strong installment
listen,
in this phase.
people crap on Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 is not that bad of a movie. Really, it's Venom. Venom is awful. What do you hear?
I thought I heard like my door open. I was like, well, I'm about to die.
Oh,
It's Wanda in here saying, give me the bitch or you die.
she's gonna lean in your ear and go, run.
Yeah, right? That's a fuck,
That
dude.
was
That
cool
shit.
too when she leaned in his ear. That was pretty cool. I actually got vibes of her. It felt like classic Wanda, like Age of Ultron, where she's like in somebody's ear, like, you know, trying to like, you know, mind control them or whatever. Like it felt
Mm-hmm.
pretty. It felt pretty classic Wanda. Real quick, because we haven't talked about it. We've hit a whole lot of things. And we'll have to do another episode about this. Once I'm actually going to see it again on Friday. I'll probably make a video similar to
Without
what I
me.
did. I know. I'm sorry. Similar to what I did with the Batman, I'll make a video that's just kind of sharing my thoughts after the second watch. We didn't really talk about the post-credit scenes, which I was a little let down with the post-credit scenes.
Fuck you.
Listen, okay, Cleo was cool. Seeing Cleo, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
I'll
I don't.
say that one was probably pretty weak.
I thought they were both. I mean, the Bruce Campbell thing was pretty cool. Like the,
It's just it was just there to be there. Like, and I loved it. It was just
you know
there
what
to
I
be
mean?
there.
Right, and it was
But the
funny. You
Cleo
got a good
one
laugh.
was pretty weak. I would say in regards to like post credit scenes, this Cleo one was pretty weak.
They should have been flipped. It was weak. They should have been flipped though, because I'm not gonna lie, I made it through the like 18 years of Marvel credits that you have to wait to get through, and
Bro, I died
oh,
laughing because I told Brad this during the
I
after
was like,
credit
we
scene.
waited for
I
that.
was no, I made Brad laugh so hard because like I was looking at him and we were talking about like maybe we should go use the restroom first before and then come back and watch it. And I was like, dog, this is not a Spider-Man movie. We don't have to wait for Sony credits.
Yeah,
It's just Disney credits, and then we get the post credit scene. That
dude,
was
the
beautiful.
No Way Home post credits were so
That was
long.
borderline 20 minutes.
It
That was
was
20 minutes
so long.
of credits. Yeah, but the Clea scene, I didn't really like the way they did it. I didn't like the way they
I mean, it
executed it,
was,
if I'm being
and I
honest.
mean,
It was literally like she came out of nowhere and said, "You open up an incursion. Come help me."
I
It
know.
was like
Here's the thing though.
that was such a cheesy like after credit scenes. That was like pre uh MCU after credit scene.
I
Where like
know,
it's
but
just there to be there.
it also didn't really explain very much though. Like it didn't tease you of what's to come. It's just like, okay, him and Clea went through a portal. Like most people don't even know who Clea is. You know what I mean? Most people
Oh,
don't know who that
that's
is.
Doctor Strange's like main
Oh
bitch.
yeah. Yeah, it
Christine is
is.
just a side hoe.
I know. Yeah, Clea is.
Even though Strange gave that beautiful one liner that everyone's gonna use on Valentine's Day next year, Christine
I
just a
love you
side
in every
hoe.
universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Clea ends up being I they get married, right? In the comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get married. Like she's his main love interest
Yeah.
in the comic books. Derpy Gaming says, "Ooh,
My fucking spider senses is
my
tingling, if
fucking
you know
spider
what I
sense is
mean.
tingling."
Fuck that line, man, and the actor who was great as Venom in that shit. I mean, that's very true. Venom was not executed well in Spider-Man 3.
No, he was not. I mean, at all. And really, but that's really the thing. Like the Sandman arc, dude. Listen, I don't care what you say.
That was such a
Thomas Hayden
tragedy.
Church's Sandman was sick.
Yeah. That was
That
such a
whole arc
tragedy written
was
right there.
dope.
Yeah.
Even the end of it when he says I forgive you, and
Mhm.
when he says I'm not a bad person, I just have bad luck, and Toby was like I forgive you, and like they both cried. I was like
And then
I
Sandman
was
gets
listen,
snapped.
I'll admit
Yeah.
it, I was sitting there in the theater and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah. Right before he got snapped. Before he got
and
snapped away.
Then Harry dies right in front of well, Harry dies, but it's funny because he's like, I love you, Pete. And he's sitting there with MJ and they're looking at each other and he dies and he's like
Are you
it's one of
serious?
those standard deaths where he's like, and it's the same thing in The Dark Knight Rises when what's her face dies when she's like, "This bomb will not be stopped." When Talia al Ghul is like, what's her name?
She's like,
Yeah, she as soon as she it's like it's Anne Hathaway and Gordon and Batman are standing there and she's like, "This bomb will not be stopped. My father's work is done." And she just goes, there's no like she slowly just drifts away. It's just like, bye.
Catwoman was like, did
You know
this
what I
bitch
mean?
really just die that dramatically? Like the fuck?
I'd imagine Gordon and Batman looking at each other like, okay, like, and they move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about Evil Strange. We didn't talk about the whole fight scene, dude. As a musician, the music note thing was sick. When he like lifted the music notes off the page and they were like fighting with,
I'm
that was
sure
cool.
all three of y'all, both Brad, Julie, and Sierra, were all like fucking orgasming whenever they saw the fight between Sinister Strange and Doctor Strange. I was like, this I figured that was the case. Because the second these notes started popping up, I was like, here we go. Music battle. Drum line.
It's so weird, but it works though. You know what I mean?
It kind of
Like,
yeah, it did pretty well.
and I actually liked all of that. Like, you know, the graphics and the weird magic things, like when they're going through universes and like their bodies are splitting in half, and like some of the magic they used in this movie was really really cool.
Yeah. What? Oh, bro. By the way, like, one thing I'm definitely like really upset with is the fact that they cut out the infamous line from the trailer of like things just got out
I
of
know.
hand.
Yeah, I was
But
waiting for it and it didn't happen.
if you think back to the Illuminati, I know we don't like watching it, but with the Illuminati, you remember how Reed Richards was saying how Doctor Strange like came out to the Illuminati and he said that he dreamed walking stuff. Reed Richards literally said that Doctor Strange came to us and told us about how things got out of hand. Maybe this Sinister Strange
Yeah, right.
that they were fighting was probably the one that was dreamwalking, and then this Sinister
Yeah,
Strange just happened to blame Supreme Strange. Who
yeah,
knows?
yeah.
That's all I'm saying, Doc. But again,
That's cool,
that
man.
Sinister
That's
Strange,
actually a pretty cool thought.
yeah, it just I don't know.
It felt a
It
little
was
quick.
cool. It was so quick. It's like I feel like I could agree with you. Every single one of these scenes, every single like chapter of this movie could have had at least like an extra like couple of minutes.
Yeah. Listen, that's what I meant about the pacing thing, like back at the beginning of the show. You almost could have split this up into a part 1 and part 2. And I don't know if it would have made sense to do that. Probably not. But there was just a lot. Like I felt like we didn't get to really sit
This
and
definitely should have been like a 2.5 hour movie.
I agree. It should have honestly it probably should have been longer than Spider-Man No Way Home. It should have been longer than that. It should have been a 3 hour, 2.5, 3 hour movie. Um, because of how much you're trying to throw. You have so many
Mhm.
characters, so many things you have to sit and explain. And we really like again that we've talked about this with the Illuminati. Some of the stuff, even America Chavez, like I mean, her story was done well. But the stuff with Christine, you have so many different things that you're trying to make sense of. Even you talked about that universe is Christine Palmer. Well, you know that I love you in every universe, or as Derpy Gaming says, I'd fuck you in every universe. Like there's so much you're trying to explain and so much that you're trying to do. I feel like we didn't get to sit and marinate on anything because it was like
No.
and like when something happened it was like and we got to go to the next thing. It's like it was just constantly just in motion. The entire movie was just constantly pushing you forward to the next thing and you didn't get any time to sit with something, you know.
Mhm.
um and that's why like Wanda's arc was done well because I feel like we did get to sit. We got to see all of that happening. We got to see Wanda being the other universe's Wanda being possessed when our Wanda was dreamwalking. We got to see the payoff of seeing her kids afraid of her.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Covered in
Mm.
blood, afraid of her.
Yeah.
Like that was such an impactful moment because we got to sit there for a minute. We got to sit there and see her kids afraid of what she had become. You know what
Bro,
I
can you
mean?
imagine what her kids were probably thinking when that universe's Wanda came back to the house? She was probably like, "Damn, that grocery shopping trip was pretty banging."
All right. You
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, like,
You know.
"Oh, okay."
Man, I don't know. That was I don't know. It's interesting, man. I again, the pacing was it was a little strange in this movie. Pun intended. It was
Pun
strange.
very much intended.
But
And there were
um
people that were talking about this movie being like they hashtagged it like multiverse of disappointment. I don't really think so.
no, it wasn't a disappointment. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that at all. It was just different. It was a little bit of a and I don't mean a lot. It was a little bit of a different movie than I really expected it to be. But that's okay. I mean, it's
Mhm.
okay. I know they have a plan. They've got again, I feel like they have my lifetime planned out in Marvel movies. So please let us know what you think of it in the comments below. If you're watching after the fact, or if you're watching with us right now, please be sure to leave this video a like. Um, Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. This was a fun one. And this is one, again, the implications of this movie. It'll be interesting to see where Wanda goes next. It'll be interesting to see what's going on with Clea and Doctor Strange now. What, is he going to create? I mean, I know as we talked about with some of our listeners, we do need Fantastic Four. We need X-Men. We need quite a few things before we get the Illuminati. But is Strange going to look to make his own Illuminati in this universe? There's a lot going on. There was a lot to juggle in this movie, so I definitely enjoyed it. I I almost asked you where it would fall on your MCU ranking, or like where, like
Bro,
what
fucking
tier?
how?
I know what tier? What tier is this? Top tier, middle tier, low tier?
Well, there's S plus tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier.
What the
And
hell are you
there's
talking about?
you've never seen those pictures?
Oh yeah, I
Bro,
know.
they have like every single
Yeah,
one
I
of
know.
them,
I know
like,
what you're
yeah,
talking
you know
about.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I would probably put this in like B tier for me.
I'd agree with that. I would definitely say. Derpy says C. He says C tier. I would
I could totally see where you're coming from in that, man. I'm not gonna lie. I could
I would
totally see
say
where you're
B.
coming from.
I would say B. It was good. I just again, my biggest issue was that we didn't get to sit and marinate on things.
Yeah.
But it's okay because a lot of the stuff they did really well. I was really looking forward to the Wanda thing, and the Wanda thing was exceptional. I mean,
That
they
was a
really
definitely
it.
well deserved payoff right there.
Zombie Strange and Wanda were probably my two favorite parts of this film. So again, Hour and a half in. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. I think that is going to do it for us for episode number 73 of Let's Talk Movies. Please be sure to leave us a comment. We always love to hear what you think. Thank you to everybody who is hanging out with us. Thank you to our two moderators so much. You guys are the best. New episodes of Let's Talk Movies and Purely and Simply Evil premiere every single Monday, or I keep saying Monday and I don't mean to do it, every Tuesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern. Please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok so that you can get all of the latest updates and all of the news. We love to interact with you guys everywhere, even on the dark web. No, I'm kidding. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. You all are the best, and we will talk to you soon. See ya.
See ya.
We love you in every universe.
Boom.
Goodbye.